Today, we're going over 30 words that are difficult to pronounce in English. Keep in mind that I'll be pronouncing these words with an American English accent, so they may sound differently with an Australian accent or British English accent. So just keep that in mind. The way we're going to structure this lesson is we'll go through a group of words individually with the proper pronunciation and stress patterns, and then I'll give you the words in a sentence that I'd like you to practice a few times. And you'll notice that the pronunciation of the word in the sentence will vary ever so slightly due to connected speech because the sounds naturally blend together as they're being spoken. And that's what connected speech is. I encourage you to follow along with me and pronounce the words separately as well as in the entire sentence. And then I want you to note the difference between the standalone pronunciation as well as the pronunciation of the word in a sentence. Okay, let's get right to it then. Okay, on to the first set of words. Are you ready? Comparable, meaning similar. Notice how we drop the second vowel in this word and replace it with the schwa. The stress is on the first syllable. Comparable, comparable, comparable. Beach, elongate the vowel E. Think about really stretching it so that it sounds like E. Beach. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Okay, let's put it all together in a sentence. Santa Monica Beach is quite comparable to South Beach, except for the squirrels. All right, so practice that sentence a few times. Now, if you're ready, let's go to the next group of words. Prestigious, prestigious, prestigious. The emphasis is on the second vowel. Prestigious. Women. The emphasis is on the first vowel, and the second vowel is a schwa. Mischievous. Mischievous. Some people add an extra syllable and say mischievous, but that's not the correct pronunciation, and that's not a real word. So mischievous. Mischievous. Intelligent, intelligent. Notice how I raise my eyebrows just naturally when the emphasis is being placed on that vowel. All right, let's put it in a sentence. Many of these prestigious women who made history were not only intelligent, but also mischievous because they didn't follow society's rules and expectations. Now you can pause and practice that sentence a couple of times using my own stress and intonation. Okay, on to the next group of words. Rule. Okay, you're not alone with this one. This is a very difficult word to pronounce for even Americans. Okay, rule, rule, rule. It's really in the back of my throat, and the R sound is quite pronounced. Rule, rule. And I don't open my mouth that wide for this word. Rule. It's very much closed, right? Rule. Work, work. It's the same vowel as bird or earth or nurse, where the R sound is really pronounced. Right? Notice the shape that my mouth is making. Walk, walk, walk. Notice how you don't hear the L consonant. Walk. Natural. It does not sound like nature, which has a diphthong in it. Natural, natural. So the first vowel is a, like apple. We open our mouth a little bit bigger. The other vowels are schwas. Comfortable, comfortable. So it's not come for table. It's comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. So the first vowel is stressed, and the other three vowels in there are schwas. comfortable. Okay, now let's put these words in a sentence that you can practice. Press pause and practice. After work, I like walking in my comfortable sneakers and enjoy the natural, rural beauty of the countryside. On to the next group of words. Definitely, definitely. The primary stress is on the first vowel, definitely. And the secondary stress is on the last vowel, right? Definitely, definitely, with schwas in between. Vegetable, vegetable. We have primary stress on the first syllable, vegetable, vegetable. Okay, salmon and almond. Salmon and almond look very similar in terms of spelling, but in American English, we do not pronounce the L in salmon. You can think of it as a silent L. We say salmon. Open your mouth wide, like saying apple, and say salmon. It's the same vowel sound as apple. Almond, almond, almond. So with almond, we very lightly pronounce the L. It's not completely silent. It's not almond. You graze the L sound very lightly. Almond, almond. So salmon, we completely get rid of the L sound, but almond has a very light touch on the L. Almond, almond, with an emphasis on the first vowel, almond. All right, so now let's put it all together in a sentence. I'll definitely order the salmon with a side of vegetables for dinner and the almond cake for dessert. Okay, now press pause and practice the sentence. Okay, on to the next group of words. Variable. You might be tempted to pronounce it as variable, but it's variable. The emphasis is on the first vowel. Variable. Intermittent. Okay. The primary vowel stress is on the first syllable. Intermittent, intermittent, intermittent. Metabolism, metabolism. The primary stress is on the second vowel. Metabolism. Okay, now let's put these words in a sentence for you to try as well. The only variable in the intermittent fasting study on metabolism was age. Okay, so practice that sentence with my inflection patterns as well as stress. Okay, here are the next group of words. Southern, southern. It's not the same pronunciation as south, where we're changing our mouth shape, because it's different vowels. So southern and south are different. Southern, southern, and south is a diphthong, ow, ow, right? So our mouth moves differently with these two words, even though the spelling looks very similar. Southern, southern, south, south. Practice it and watch what your mouth does in the mirror in terms of the shape, and also listen for the different vowel sound as well. Pronunciation, pronunciation. Primary stress is on the second vowel. Pronunciation, pronunciation. So unlike the verb pronounce, we say pronunciation. We don't say pronunciation. So there's no diphthong in pronunciation. It's just the sound. Pronunciation. Epitome. It might look like epitome, but it's epitome. Epitome. Okay, so with epitome, the primary stress is on the second syllable. Now we're going to put all of these words in a sentence for you to practice. Matthew McConaughey's pronunciation is the epitome of the Southern drawl. All right, on to the next group of words. Headache, headache, headache. We've got primary stress on the first vowel, headache, followed by a diphthong, a. Stomach, stomach. Again, we have the vowel here, where we barely open our mouths. stomach, stomach. Temperature, temperature. We have primary stress on the first vowel, temperature. All right, if you're ready, let's put these words in a sentence now. My temperature is elevated and I've got both a headache and a stomach ache. All right, on to the next group of words. Ironic, ironic, ironic. The primary stress is on the second vowel, ironic, ironic. Often. With often, the T is silent. So we don't say often, although some people do pronounce it that way, but we say often and we place the primary stress on the first vowel, ah, often. Archive, archive. So we elongate the first vowel and place primary stress on it like archive. Explicit, explicit. So the primary stress is on the second vowel, explicit. And you'll want to practice the consonant cluster, ksp, ksp, ksp. Okay, have fun with that. It's actually quite fun to say it. And this is a very common consonant cluster in American English pronunciation. So, ksp, ksp. All right, explicit. Okay, now let's put these words in a sentence. It's ironic they gave explicit instructions to check the archive often. Okay, are you ready for the last group of words? You've been doing really great so far. And I know that your mouth, maybe your throat, maybe your diaphragm, maybe your face and brain might be a little tired right now, but we're almost there. So keep at it. Okay, last set of words. World, world. Really hear the r in this one. It's a high central lax vowel, and the primary stress is on the r sound. Like bird, earth, remember? Okay, yogurt, yogurt. The primary stress is on the diphthong. Oh. And then we have a schwa at the end where we eat the sound, meaning you can barely hear it. It's just very, very light. Literally. The primary stress is on the first vowel, literally, literally, literally. And secondary stress is on the last vowel, e, right? But slightly, it's just secondary stress. Okay, so now let's put these words in a sentence for you to practice. Homemade, full-fat yogurt is literally the best yogurt in the world. As you can see, it's important to practice the pronunciation of these words individually as well as in sentences, because due to the connected speech, the pronunciation will change ever so slightly depending on the other words in the sentence. So practice these sentences over and over again, familiarize yourself with them. And once you feel comfortable with their pronunciation in the sentences that I've shared with you, I encourage you to create your own sentences and have fun with it. Challenge yourself with adding as many of the words that we went over today into your own sentences and practice them again and again. And I'm sure that you're going to be pleasantly surprised with your pronunciation progress. All right, advanced English learners, thank you so much for joining me for this lesson. Share our channel and this lesson with anyone who you think would like to improve their English communication skills. I'll see you in the next one where we're going to continue advancing your English together. See you then. Bye for now.